Hey guys, and welcome to the toilet roll workout. Or loo roll, bog roll, whatever you want to call it. Basically, today is more about a bit of fun, just having a bit of fun, getting a little bit of exercise into you as well, just before the Easter long weekend. But yeah, so I just want to run through a few things as well. So basically, the way that it's going to work today, there's going to be 10 exercises. Each one's going to last for a minute with a 15-second rest in between. Once we've finished all 10 exercises, we're then going to go on to a little challenge in between. So once we go into that challenge, there'll be a bit more rest afterwards. Then we're going to go to round 2, another challenge, then on to round 3. After round 3 is finished, there's going to be 3 little challenges that I'm going to put to you all. I'm going to show you the technique how to do them, and then I'm going to basically let you have a go at them at home on your own. And basically, yeah. So as we go through things, I just wanted to make sure that everyone knows that this is mainly done as a guidance. What you need to do is make sure that if you feel faint or dizzy at any time, please stop and take a little drink of water and maybe return to it if you need to, if you feel like it, rather. And yeah, so I hope you guys all ready to go. Basically, we're going to run through a little bit of a warm-up first as well, and make sure you understand where your capabilities are. Make sure you check all around you, so where your surroundings are. So for example, I've got the couch on my right, couch on my left, fireplace on my right, and this little light above, which I do have to be careful of, tall people problems. Anyway, so the other thing I do have to mention as well is if you want to put any music on, I am not able to do this because I'm going to put this on YouTube and I'm not entirely sure of the copyright laws, etc, etc. So if you want to put some music on, please put it on now. So what I'm going to be using these toilet rolls for today are mainly going to be as technique aids. For example, one of the things we're going to be doing is a squat. So all it's going to be doing is putting the toilet roll on top of your head and go down into a squat. So keeping that chin and your chest up nice and high and trying to balance it on the top. There'll be multiple exercises where it will be used, so obviously it's not really much of a weight, but what it's going to be used for is technique. So anyway, so once we've done all once we've done it all, I will talk to you a little bit more about, the times that we're in at the moment. A lot of people inside the house, they don't really have much to do. This is one thing I'm trying to get across to everyone that, have a bit of fun, have a bit of a laugh, and, make sure you're checking on people for their mental health. The other thing is, if you are pregnant, there are certain options, just be careful. And yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to get started, and what we're going to do is a little bit of a warm-up. So we're going to go, once your music's on, once you're ready to go, we're going to get going, and so we're going to go into squats. So we're going to do 10 squats. We're going to do some lunges, we're going to do some down dogs into a press up, just to get everything nice and warm, and then some T rotations. Very similar to the one where I did with the rucksack workout. Basically, it just kind of gets you prepared for everything we're going to do today. So first of all, we're going to go down into 10 squats. So feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, turn your toes out slightly. I'm going to go nice and deep, pushing through the heels and squeezing through the glutes on the way up. So hands up to the chest or at your side. If you want to have it on your hips, doesn't really matter, but as long as you're keeping that chin and your chest up. So we're going to go down and up. So nice, slow tempo, pushing through those heels all the way to the top. I can tell that I'm going to get very hot throughout this because this light is not very far away from my head at all. So we do 10 of these, that's 5, 6, 7. So the other thing is I'm really bad at counting, so please count on your own. If I'm doing one extra, I'm doing one extra. Right, so we're going to go into reverse lunges. So coming to the front of the mat, we're going to go back, and we're going to go down, pushing through the heel on the way up, knees over your toes, and up to the top. So down and to the top. So we do 5 each leg. So one more. And then back up to start, change legs, down to the bottom, and up. Again, pushing through that front heel, keeping that chin and your chest up, nice and high. Go one more. Good. So what we're going to do, come to the back of the mat, then we're going to walk our hands forward. So walk, walk, walk into a plank position. Then you're going to bring those hips nice and high, let your head hang heavy in the middle. Then we're going to roll forward and nice and slow down. I'm going to hit the ground. I'm going to go up and just give yourself a nice little stretch. And back down, tuck your toes under, back up, and to the start. If you need to, come down to your knees, come down, tuck your toes, and up, and lift that chest. So down, forward, in, tuck your toes under, and up, and face up. So if you are pregnant, or you have any issues with this, all you have to do is just come down to here, and then back up into a downward dog, and just down to your knees. Right, so the next one I'm going to do, keeping your hands nice and firmly planted, hands underneath your shoulders, right foot out, I'm going to extend up to the roof, then back down to the bottom. Changing sides. Extend out to the roof, down to the bottom. Again, hands underneath your shoulders, core nice and strong, and extending to the top. It's going to do 4 each side. So we're halfway there, up and through, and extend and feel that nice, lovely stretch in your back and in your hamstrings. Through, last one, and up to the top. Right, so it should be nice and warm now. So what we're going to do is grab one of your loo rolls, have a little drink, have a little bit of a relax before we get going. Prepare mentally and physically for this. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some squats. So we're going to have a toilet roll on top of the head. We're going to go nice and low, and then up to the top. We're going to be holding that for a minute. So once everyone's ready to go, we're going to go in 4 seconds. So ready to go. 3, 2, 1. Toilet roll on your head. Nice and low. Keep a nice, even tempo. If you drop it, that's no problem at all. This is just training you to keep your chin and your chest up nice and high. So you can put your hands on your hips if you want to. You can have them out in front if you need to balance, or across your chest as well. So again, we're doing this for a minute. So nice and low, push through your heels, keeping that balance, everything nice and aligned. So I'm starting to lose my balance a little bit. You can see my head turning to the side. That's fine. So just going to put it back into the middle, and we're going to go again. So down, through, so last 10 seconds. So keep going, pushing through that heel, squeeze your bum at the top. 3, 2, 1, and have a rest. So you've got 15 seconds rest. Next one we're going to do, we're going to go both our toilet rolls. Going to go to some toe touches, so nice, wide, star stance. Through, keeping that arm straight and your legs straight, down to each side. So let's go. So keeping that straight, extending that back, using that core as well. Keeping that top arm straight up, so you're in that nice, long position. Back into your star shape. Through and in. Through and across. That's 20 seconds gone already. So nice and strong in the core. And keep your chin and your chest up and your back nice and straight. So you're stretching through and down. Again, these are just technique aids. It's a lot easier than just doing it with your hands. Just because you've got something that you're more aware of that's in your eyesight. So through and across. So last 10 seconds. So coming up into that nice, strong star shape. Down, legs staying nice and straight. Feeling a little bit of stretch in the hamstrings. And then we're going to have a rest. Right, have a little rest. So the next one we're going to do, with only one toilet roll, is to pass through our legs into a squat and extension. So, right hand up, we're going to get down, pass it through the legs to the top, and up. So it just gives you a nice thing to focus on while you're doing your squats. And using those arms, using those shoulders, there's very little resistance. I do believe I might need a new loo roll because my one's just gone a bit flappy. This might happen to you. So make sure you've maybe possibly got some spare. I do know there is a shortage at the moment, but tell you what, jump that to the side, grab it to the side. So you might see a loo roll come flying at me in a second. So Thank you. Down and to the sides. So 15 seconds to go. 10. Again, nice deep wide squat, almost like a sumo squat, if you've ever done them before. 3, 2, 1. And what we're going to do for the next one is going to put one out front at 12 o'clock, one out to the side at 3 o'clock. I'm going to swap these over at halfway. I'm going to go into a single leg lunge, single leg touch. So squatting with your single leg, down and touch, down and touch, keeping that balance if you can. If you can't do this, all I want you to do is put one behind you and just try, just touch and up. So, into this nice clock face. Ooh, my balance is not the greatest at the moment, but down and touch. So keeping that knee over your toes and up into the middle. So you're halfway. So I'm going to change sides. So move that over to the left side. If you need to adjust anything, adjust it. Through and across. Through and touch. Touch. And again, using these as little aids for technique, almost like a cone. Down, last 5 seconds. So not going too deep, it's only a quarter squat. And have a rest. So the next one we're going to do is a little bit harder. So I've done this before with the wine bottle challenge. What we're going to do, going to go across. So we're going to start in a plank position. I'm going to walk, touch, walk across, and touch. So let's go. So walk, across, and touch. Walking across, touch with the opposite arm. So if it's on your left side, you touch with your right hand. It's on your right side, touching with your left hand. Keeping that core nice and strong, nice and slow, controlled movements all the way across. So touch and keep going. So we're halfway. So touch, keeping that core strong, your hips down. And shimmying across and through. Ooh, I've done the wrong one there. Across, touch, across, last 10 seconds, touch. So a bit of disguised core work, getting your shoulders working, your heart rate up. So 3, 2, 1, and have a little rest. So the next one we're going to do is the knee up and around. So grab your toilet rolls, put them towards the back of your mat, move anything out of the way if you need to. And what we're going to do is go into a plank position. I'm going to go up, knee to the chest, and around to the side, and across. I'm going to keep nice and strong through, touch the ground, back and wide. Not knocking those toilet rolls over. Again, your shoulders should start be aching about now. If you need to, have a rest, come down onto your knees, just hold that position for a little while. So we're halfway. So through, out to the side, back round. Bit of hip mobility here as well. So keeping it nice and strong in the core. So through and around. Last 10 seconds. So last little bit. 2, 1, and I knocked it over in the last one. I'm going to give you 5 press ups then for that. So the next one I'm going to do is we're going to use these toilet rolls as technique. So we're going to go into a press up position and we'll do a press up. I'm going to touch our chest to the toilet roll. But to make it a little bit harder, we're going to put that on our backs. I'm going to keep it nice and stable. So through, down and up. If you need to, come down to your knees. This is the most intense bit of it. And again, if you don't have any toilet rolls, it's going to be funny because I'm going to keep dropping them. If you don't have any toilet rolls, body weight is what you can do for this. So through, and nice and strong. Through and down.
So press ups, touching that roll, keeping your back nice and flat, your hips stable. Last 10 seconds. So nice and strong. And through. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So, grabbing your rolls again. Of course, grab a towel if you need to. Right, so what we're going to do is a crunch pass. So we're going to do some core work. So, crunch pass is down on your back, extend, bring your knees up, grab the toilet roll between your knees, and extend again. And passing it back and forward, keeping your lower back nice and flat on the ground. So through, extend. If you're struggling with it, just hold and extend your upper body up and come into a little crunch. Up and into a little crunch. I'll do this on the side for anyone that can't really see. So through, extend the arms, obviously I've got the couch in the way, through and up, through and up, then grab the toilet roll, down and extend. So again, another option is to just on your back, touch the floor and come up, touch the floor and come up. So 3, 2, 1, and we're on to our last 2 exercises. So onto a 4-point crunch. So we're going to hold the toilet roll in between your knees now for the entirety of the set. So holding in between, hands across your chest, bring your knees up, crunch to the top, down, touch the floor, up, crunch to the top, down, touch the floor, up, crunch to the top, down, touch the floor. If you are struggling, just go down and touch, down and touch. Again, do this on the side so we can see. So hands across your chest, so up, crunch, down, down, touch. So up, up, down, down. The reason why I like to call it a 4-point crunch is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you should feel a nice burn in your abs now. So it is bodyweight exercise with a little help from the toilet roll. And have a rest. Right, so the next one we're going to do is the lunge raise. So standing toward the back of your mat, so you're going to go forward, down into a lunge. I'm going to raise those arms to the side and fly like a bird, coming back to the center. Alternating legs. So up, through, down, lunge, extend, back, down, lunge, extend, come back to the start. Again, alternating legs. So through. I mean, who thought you could actually get a workout just using toilet rolls? I guess it's all body weight, but they're a nice little cue, a bit of a gimmick. So, with the challenges coming up next, I'll explain each one as we go through. There's one called a toilet seat, which I think is quite fitting. So through and down, up, so down, extend, fly, back. Last 5 seconds. So last one. And back to the start. Have a rest and have a breather. So, hope I was okay to explain all that, but basically, fairly simple exercises, all done with mainly body weight. Toilet roll is usually just a guide. Obviously, it's not adding much weight to it at all. So, everyone have a drink, have a rest, and start resetting. So, as we go into the first challenge of the day, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our 2 toilet rolls. We're going to do some arm circles. So, feet shoulder width apart, nice and tall. Brace that core, bring your arms out to the side. I'm going to circle nice and slow, nice and gently. So that's the first challenge. Let's go, ready to go. in 10 seconds. So have a little bit more of a breather, have a drink, and take some water on board. So, what we're going to do, get out to the side, forward circles for 15 seconds. So nice and small, and nice and strong. Squeeze those shoulder blades on the way back, and out to the side. So in 3 seconds we're going to change. So change to go forward, backwards, and through. So as we're doing this, we've got another 5 seconds to go on the back. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go into the front again, but a little bit wider. So we're going to change. So nice and wide, and through, keeping that core nice and strong. So I've had a couple of people ask me, why am I doing this? Well, number one, being in isolation can get quite boring, so I'm going to go back the other way as well. Being in isolation can get quite boring, but also doing it for that mental health charity. If anyone's seen my videos before, Back on Side is their name, and what they do is they do amazing work, so have a rest. So they do amazing work for people with issues with their mental health, so especially in this current climate. They are doing amazing work. I will post a link for the Just Giving page again, and if anyone has any spare cash or anything to spare, please feel free to donate. If not, there's nothing against that, but thank you again to everyone who's donated already. So have another drink of water, have a little bit more of a rest, and I'm going to go set number 2. So just to let you know how close this thing is, and also it is bloody hot, so hence I'm sweating so much. But what we're going to do is we're going to go into our squats again. So toilet roll on the head. So everyone ready to go? And I'm ready to go. So toilet roll on the head, balance. We're going to go into our squats. So again, feet a little bit wide and shoulder width apart. Down, keeping that chin and your chest up. Pushing through your heels all the way to the top. So nice and low and up to the top. Extending all the way. Remember, if you're trying to cheat on this and you're only going down to here, that's okay if that's all you can do. But if you can go a little bit lower, just test yourself a little bit and all the way to the top. Again, at the end of the day, it's just you and what you're capable of and what you feel like you're capable of. So keeping that balance, your chin and your chest up. Again, if you drop it, don't worry. I'm going to keep that nice and high. So you could drop it. Just replace and reset and let's go again. Like in the video I've got in front of me, I've got a bit of like a king, toilet paper king, and have a rest. Right, so the next one we're going to do is the toe touches. Again, going 2 rolls into that nice wide stance, everything nice and straight into a star position. And we're going to go in again in 3, 2, 1, arms straight, across, and touching the opposite toe. So you're getting a bit of a stretch in your hamstrings. If you're like me and you've been using your 1 hour a day of exercise to go running or anything like that, you might feel a little bit tight, so this is actually quite enjoyable. Through, arms nice and straight, extend, and hold, extend, down. Keeping those legs straight as well. So bracing that core and through, down, touch, star position, down, into the extension. So we're going to keep going. So the last 20 seconds. So keep pushing, keep breathing. Remember to stay hydrated throughout this. If you feel like you need to stop, just have a pause. There's nothing against that. 3, 2, 1, and have a rest. So, rest. So the next one I'm going to do is the pass through the legs again. So, 1 toilet roll in 1 hand, up nice and high. We're going to pass through the legs and out to the other side. So nice and high, feet a little bit wider than shoulder width, down and through, up to the top, down, through, up to the top. So imagine this is the kind of pose that people will have when they go to the shops and there's actually toilet roll there, holding that hand up in basic celebration. But hopefully, if you like us up in Edinburgh, There have been fairly well stocked shelves for the last week or two. So remember, there's no need to panic buy. There's no need to head out. Let's get all through this together. And once it's done, everyone's going to be so much more appreciative of their everyday lives. So last 15 seconds. The amount of times I've heard people complain about work and they're like, oh, I wish I was at work. So 5, 3, 2, 1, and down. Okay. So next one we're going to do is the single leg squats with toilet roll on the side. So again, squatting down with a single leg, touch, down and touch. If you need to, bring it a little bit closer. Just come down, touch with the toes, down, touch with the toes. Keeping that knee over your toes. So that knee here, driving between your big toe and the next toe next to it. So we've got 10 seconds, and we're going to change through. So I'm going to push that a bit to the side, a bit too close for me. So 3, 2, 1, change it over. Whatever space you have, we're just going to go again. So keep that knee over your toes and touch. Keep that balance, pushing through your heel, squeezing your bum at the top. So through and down, last 10 seconds. Again, chin your chest up if you can. You know where those rolls are, they're not going to move. So keeping that chin and chest up. And have a rest. Right, so we're into the plank lateral walks again. So, nice and wide, stepping across in a plank position. So starting in the middle. So ready to go. And let's go. So walking across, touch with the opposite hand. Again, walking across, opposite hand. Through, nice and controlled. Keeping that core nice and strong, all the way through. So across, touch, across, touch. Keeping your core strong, keeping everything moving just that little bit. It's the Sky's core work, because you're going to start feeling this in your shoulders, especially with the next exercise. So I put them together. It's a little bit harder. If you need to, for an option, come down and touch. So come down, touch to the side. Planking on your knees, out and touch, out and touch. But again, challenge yourself. Walk, touch, last 3 seconds, and have a rest. So 15 seconds rest, get your breath on board, and we're gonna go again. So with the knee up and around. So stacking your bog rolls on top of each other. We're gonna hold that plank position. It's the option as well. Come down, through, and stepping around. If you can't do this, or you find this a little bit too challenging, just come down into a plank position on your knees, or up. Just hold that plank. That's okay. So, hands in the middle of the mat, or round to the side, round to the side, round. So already got your 5 push-ups. If you knock over a roll, challenge yourself, give yourself a punishment. So could it be an extra push-up or 2? So go last 15 seconds. Again, I've knocked it off again. So come down to the plank if you need to. Through and step. Keep it nice and low. So last 3 seconds. And have a rest. Have a drink if you need it. You've got 10 seconds more. Rest in between. So we're going to go through. So the next one's going to be the press up. We're going to add a little bit more to it this time. So toilet roll in the middle of the mat onto your press ups. Come down to your knees if you need to. And press up and touch. So the next variation we're going to do is a little touch of your shoulders down to the top and touch. So for the more advanced option, coming down, touch, touch. If you want to go advanced again, put that Loo roll on your back, between your shoulder blades. Going down, up, touch, touch, down, up, touch, touch. Keeping those hips nice and stable. Challenge yourself. Brace that core. Try not to drop it. It's an extra 5 press-ups I'm going to have to do for myself at the end. So through, down, touch, touch, down, up, touch, touch, and have a rest. So, fairly quite intense considering it's only a bodyweight workout. The next one we're going to do is the crunch pass. So again, I'll come down a little bit lower so you can see. So hands up above your head, crunching up, tucking it between your knees, and down again. Up to the top, keeping your head flat on the ground, your lower back pushed nice and firm into the floor. So through and in. Again, extending nice and long, keeping that lower back firmly pressed against the floor. Again, the option is touch just to the floor with just your knees. Or, if you're struggling with that, just come up into a sit-up. Extend, come to the top again, and extend through, and extend to the last 15 seconds. So can we pass through and grab it all the way to the end? So last little bit. So keep driving, keep pushing. We're almost through set number 2. And have a little rest. So the next one's going to be the 4-point crunch. Again, in between your knees, what you can do is hands across your chest, squeeze up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's go. So up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, the harder you squeeze that toilet roll between your knees, the harder it's going to be. So let's keep going with that rhythm. So try and squeeze it a little bit harder. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If anyone knows me, they know I've had quite a big groin injury at one point. This is one of the exercises I had to do. So it strengthens your core, your lower core, your hip flexors, your groins, every little thing, all in that one little movement by combining it all together. So last 10 seconds. Keep going, come on, all the way to the end. I know you feel a burn. Through, touch, 1, 2, 3, 4, finish. So last one is going to be the lunge raise. So standing at the back of the mat, we're going to go forward, straighten your mat if you need to. We're going to go forward and then raise out to the side. So lunging forward, down, raise, fly, back to the top, down, keep your balance, and back to the top, down, through, out to the side, back to the start, down, raise up to the side, and back, down, out to the side, and back again. If you need to pause at any point, have a pause, have a breather. One of the things people get scared about when they do exercise, probably for the first time or for the first time in a while, is the fact that they might hurt themselves or injure themselves. That's mainly to do with having external weight or bad technique. That's why there's no real weight in these, and they're good for keeping that technique. If you want to go for one, where you're going to go down, toilet roll on your head if you want, and back to the top, down, and out to the side, and have a rest. Right, so that's the end of round 2. So have a drink, have a rest, wipe yourself down if you need to, and yeah, start preparing. Got a nice minute rest in between. So get your breath on board, start preparing physically and mentally for the next last round. So the next challenge, you can either rest for this, I'm going to give you a challenge. If you have a wall, do it up against the wall. So what it is, it's called a toilet seat. So if you have a wall, so pretend this is a wall,
It's not blinds or anything, so I'm not going to touch the blinds. I'm going to sit down into a nice deep squat position. I'm going to hold those toilet rolls on your knee for a minute. So that's why I like to call it the toilet seat. You could also do the thinker if you really want. Anyway, right, so if you don't have a wall, let's just try a little squat hold. Don't have to have toilet rolls on your knees, but they're the options. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a minute of that. So, grabbing your toilet rolls, and I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, we're down to a nice deep squat position. Place those loo rolls on your knees. I'm going to hold that if you can. Against the wall is preferable. If you can't, just have a little stop. But we're going to hold and keep holding. So nice and strong through the core and through your shoulders. Distract yourself with my talking. Distract yourself with whatever music. Disassociation is fantastic when you're exercising. That's why people listen to music when they run. That's why they have different things all around the place that use it. So keeping nice and low, balance those toilet rolls, haven't touched them. It's going to keep nice and low and hold. Last 15 seconds, so keep going. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And last 10. So you're going to feel that burn in your quads. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Okay, so have a little bit of a shake out, have a little bit of a stretch if you need to. You're going to have another minute's break in between and go for round 3. Again, starting with the squats. So again, fantastic work for anyone that's got this far. Another round to go, so I hope you enjoy it. And special thanks to anyone that's watching, especially from Australia as well. I know there's a few people back at home, well, my home anyway, that are watching this or have been supporting this as well. This is all to try and help that mental health charity, to try and raise awareness for mental health and to give back a little something for the community. So for example, if you haven't tried, have a go at the rucksack challenge. Fill out your bag with as much you can spare from your cupboards, and then I'm going to donate, I'm going to donate everything that's in that bag to charity. I hope you're going to do the same. Right, so we're going to go on to the last set. So again, starting with the squats. So get your single toilet roll ready to go. We're going to go press play. So ready to go in 3, 2, 1. Toilet roll. Nice and balanced on the head. And this is where you start really feeling that it becomes difficult. So you might feel a little bit tight in the legs. So keeping nice and low. This is technique under fatigue. Anyone that's played sport before have probably heard that phrase. But as a goalkeeper myself, technique under fatigue. You get yourself knackered doing a long session. At the end, you do little things where it's just that technique, and that's going to get you out of trouble in the end of the day. So focus on that technique. It's going to prevent injury. That's what that toilet roll is here for. So nice and low, chin in your chest up, and through, and last couple, so pushing through those heels, keeping that chin and chest up, and balance. So last 5 seconds, so keep going, all the way to the end. Okay, we do one more. Down, and have a breather. Right, so we're going to do our toe touches next. So going into that nice, big star shape. So arms nice and straight, legs a little bit wider than your mat. Out to the side, down to the bottom, and up. Touch, keeping the shoulders in a nice line the whole way through. We're going to go down, touch, down through, touch, legs nice and straight. Again, if you need to at any time, have a pause, have a rest. So through, touch, through, touch. Feel like you need to skip an exercise out, feel free. Again, at the end of the day, this is your workout. Make it yours. Customize it. If you want to add weights, add weights. It is what you're capable of, and know your capabilities. So through. So last 10 seconds, come on.
all the way. So nice and strong in the lower back and the back, and hold and rest. Okay, so we're going to do the next one is the pass through the legs. So again, nice and high. I've just found this toilet roll in the aisle of Sainsbury's. I'm going to walk through. No, nice and wide, down into a squat, and through and pass. And celebrate each squat with a little overhead gesture. Through and up, down. I'm going to breathe. Try and breathe in on the way down and out on the way up. So in. Does help a little bit. Also again, it's a bit of disassociation. So through and up, through and up. Keep them nice and strong in your posture, chin in your chest up, pushing through those heels. So the last 15 seconds to go. Feels like a long round, this one. They're only getting longer, but we've only got 6 or 7 rounds to go after this. So up and hold and celebrate. Last, so we've got 15 seconds rest. So we're going to go into 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock. We're going to go into our single leg squat and a touch. So 3, 2, 1, single leg squat, touch, keep your balance. Driving that knee over your toes. So through, touch, back to the start. Through, touch, back to the start. Bit of active recovery, but focusing on that single leg. Focusing on a single leg exercise. It's really good if you have any imbalances, because you can't compensate. So last 5 seconds, I'm going to change around. So 3, 2, 1, change sides. So right leg for me, opposite leg for everyone at home. Got a habit of knocking that one over. So through and touch. So not chin up and your chest up. Now you know the pattern. Now you know where it is. Gonna keep going. 3, 2, 1. Good. So almost halfway there for the last set. So plank walks again. So toilet roll, nice and wide to the sides. And then come down into the plank position. I'm gonna walk, come on, let's go. So walk to the side, touch. Walk to the side, touch. Walk to the side, touch. If you're not as lanky as I am, do some more steps in between. Try and keep it nice and controlled the whole way through. Again, the option is come down, keep your hips nice and low on your knees, back nice and straight to the point where you could stand up on your toes and create a nice plank position. I'm going to touch with the opposite hand. So through and across. And props to anyone out there who's still going with the walks side to side. So through and touch. So last 15 seconds. So through, all the way, nice and strong. Keep those hips low and keep going. So last little bit. So you've got 5 seconds left. Can you make it up and back? Up and touch. Good. So the next one's going to the knee, up and around. So stacking those Loo rolls on top of each other. Again, going to that plank position. Your shoulders should be screaming at you by now. So up and around and step and step and step. Again, if you need to, come down to your elbows. Maybe a little bit harder, maybe a little bit easier, depends on what you find. Again, this is your workout. So through and touch. If you need to, let's come again into that plank position. Other one is plank position with a knee lift. Through, keep it nice and low. Or mountain climbers. Up and through. Oh, I've lost my other roll. So through. Last 20 seconds. So quite a few push-ups I owe you guys now. Again, doing this live, so I'm allowed a few mistakes. through. 5 seconds to go. Round and up, round and rest. Have a little drink and a rest. So, again, who thought this would be so tough with just 2 toilet rolls? So, press ups now. So, again, option is onto your knees, down, touch that roll with your chest, down, up. Other option, up, touch, touch, down, up, touch, touch, or onto your toes. Nice and strong, keeping those elbows nice and tight towards your body. I don't want to see anyone going wider than the mat and doing these push-ups. That's not right. You're going to cause yourself a little bit of strain in your pecs. So down, up, touch, touch. Disguised core work and chest work. So the last 20 seconds. So up, touch. Again, you make it a little bit harder. You put that toilet roll between your shoulder blades, not on the back of your neck. So through, down, up, down, up. 3, 2, 1. Had a bit of fail there. As you can see, technique under fatigue. It's tough. It's always something good to work on. So we're onto our core work at the end. So this is the crunch pass. So down, hands above your head, crunching up, pass, hold it between your legs, down and up. Tap the floor, keeping a slight bend in your knees. So through, touch, hold, through, touch, hold it there, pass it. Again, I'm going to keep going all the way to the end. Options, through and up into a sit-up. Nice and slow, don't use the momentum. So nice and slow, so bring your hands up, then you crunch. Back, down, up, crunch. Other option is between your knees, hands above your head, down, keeping your lower back nice and firmly planted into the floor. So up to the top and down. Let's finish off with some passes if you can. So last little bit. 3, 2, 1, and have a rest. So 2 more exercises to go, and then we're done. Well, we've got 3 challenges I'm going to give to you. So next is the 4-point crunch. So remember, 4 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, touch. 1, 2, 3, 4, touch. Remember, squeeze as hard as you can. You're not going to flatten a whole toilet roll. So down, up, touch. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try and keep breathing throughout this. Don't hold your breath. Do not close your eyes. Closing your eyes actually makes it harder. Feels like you grit your teeth, but no. Try and stand on one leg with your eyes open, then close your eyes and try and stand on it again and see how long you last. And have a rest. We're into our last exercise before a bit of fun stuff. So we're going to keep going. So last one, forward lunge into an eagle, or tawny frog mouth, for those who know the joke. So through, up, and raise, and up, down. I know the tawny frog mouth is not an eagle, but now. Through, raise to the side, up, down. The other thing I do is thank everyone who is watching this. I hope you're having a really nice long weekend. I know it's annoying because in the UK especially, and the sun is out, everyone wants to go out. Remember, come on guys, we're in this for the long run, we're all in this together. So let's be smart, let's be sensible, and let's be safe. Remember, this isn't just about you, it's about everyone else, everyone that you care about, the people they care about. All it takes There's one person to spread to another, and then it goes on and on. And have a rest, and that is the bog roll workout finished. So again, if you want to tune off now, feel free. I've got 3 challenges I want to set some people. If you feel free to send me a message with the videos, if you can do them or if you can't. So, first one's going to be squats with the toilet roll on your head. How many can you do in 30 seconds? So have a bit more of a breather. I'll set up the timer, and what we're going to do is going to try and see how many times you can do a squat in 30 seconds as fast as you can go without dropping it. If you drop it, you're going to have to just pick it up and keep going. You're going to lose time there. So have a bit more of a rest, a bit more of a breather, have a bit of a drink of water. I'm going to do this in about 20 seconds. So we've got 3 exercises. The first one is going to be toilet roll on your head squats. Second one's going to be a Turkish get-up. I'll explain what to do with the Turkish get-up. And the last one's going to be a windmill. Again, I'll explain the technique first before we try it with the balancer. So let's get ready to go. So you've got 10 seconds, and we're going to get into our squats over our heads and see if you can beat me. See if you can beat anyone that you're trying this against or working out with. But so ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 1, 2. So nice and deep all the way to the top. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Balling. It's a bit harder when you're trying to keep balance. Or hitting the light. Right, so that's challenge number 1. The second challenge, so post me through what you got. And the second challenge essentially is a Turkish get-up. So Turkish get-up is usually with a weight. You start flat on your back, out to the side. Usually you have a weight hanging up here. Bring your right leg in. Then you're going to crunch up to here. Then you come up into a sit-up. That hand comes behind you. Tuck that knee under. Then you go up to the top. Lift up into a triple extension. Then through to the top. Then from there, you're going to go up into a full stand. Then you're going to come back down the way you came. So tucking that foot under, keeping that chin and chest up, all the way back down to the start. The way we're going to do this as a challenge is having that loo roll on your head. So on your forehead, we're going to balance it. Hands start out to your side. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring that right leg up to here. So again, if it's a little bit wobbly, find that nice little balance. You might need to bring your head slightly off the floor. So then we're going to crunch up, nice and slow, up into a crunch. Bring that hand behind you, tuck that foot under so your knee comes down to the floor. This hand comes up for balance. You're coming up into a lunge position, keeping that chin and chest up. You're going to stand up. You're going to go down, back the way you came, keeping your eyes up. Tuck that foot under, keeping the balance. Find the floor. You go down, slide under, back. And this is the hard part. Control that crunch all the way to the floor and then finish. Hope anyone had a bit of a go at that and some of the results. It's the first time I've actually been able to do it. The rest of the time I've been practicing, not once. So maybe it's maybe I thrive under pressure. Maybe that's something about being a goalkeeper. I don't know. Right, the last exercise is called a windmill. So a bit more of a challenge. Avoid any obstacles. So we're going to turn. Again, make sure you avoid any obstacles. That might be an untied shoelace. Occupational health and safety, kids. Right, so turn your feet out to 45 degrees. So shoulder width apart, starting in the middle, turn them out
to 45 degrees. Your hand's gonna go straight up, so it's nice and aligned. If you can touch the roof, you can touch the roof. Again, tall people problems. I'm gonna keep that core nice and tight, back nice and straight, and the side nice and straight. Gonna bring this left hand, if your right hand's up in the air, it's your left hand here. Gonna bring that down, and we're gonna try and go all the way, touching your ankle, and back up. Or if you find that too hard, bring your left hand down, across your left shin, touching your ankle, and back up. But what we're gonna do is, again, using the toilet roll as technique. I'm gonna raise that up. Do not grab onto it. Keep your hand and your palm nice and flat, so no cheating. So again, feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. Turn them to 45 degrees, keeping your hips facing forward, hand nice and straight. So through and down, across to your right, left hand to your right thigh. And we're gonna go down. I'm going to try and keep that toilet roll balanced and touch and up. And again, if you need to, down on the other leg, touch and up, finishing in a nice high position. So I'm checking my technique in the camera, but looking up at that toilet roll if you can. So through, down and up. Change sides if you want. So again, shoulder width apart, turn around to 45 degrees, hand up towards the ceiling, and you're sliding down, looking at that Loo roll the whole time. Could be either leg, just test your flexibility. Other than that, guys, that's just been a bit of fun, especially just before the long weekend. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, or even if you haven't, please go on to back on site, have a look at the kind of work that they're doing. The other thing is to make sure that if you see anyone that's struggling just that little bit, please give them a bit of help if they need it. Even asking, are you okay? There's that whole big thing about some people with mental health issues. They don't like talking about them. Don't pester them about it, but just try and create some kind of dialogue. It can make a lot of difference in the end. Anyway, guys, well, so I hope you enjoyed it. Please, again, like and subscribe to YouTube and Facebook as well. And I'll be trying to put at least one of these up a week. And also send through any suggestions for random household items that I can try and do a bit of a workout with. So far, I'm thinking about broomstick. I'm going to do another wine bottle one at some stage, even something else. So, and beer for all the gents out there. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it and have a good long weekend. All right, see ya. And I'll finally figure out how to do this.